All right. So, hi. I am Dr. Jacob Larson, and this is Read, Write, and Cite, channel where I teach you how to read, write, cite for your college classes. In this video, I'm going to be talking specifically about what is a narrative, and we're going to use it in the context of an assignment, which I'll link down below. Obviously, if you're not one of my students, you won't be doing it unless you, want to do that sort of thing. Then I'll make it available. But what specifically I'm going to be teaching is what is a narrative, what are some of the more common literary devices that appear in narrative, and kind of how you can go about identifying them in a sample. So these are, I keep waving these around, these are worksheets that I created for assignments that I am giving to my students. That's why I'm referring to them. Okay, so first thing, what is a narrative? This is a term that, when I was a college student, really threw me a lot. My teachers, it kept going on, well, there's the narrative of this and the narrative of that. And I was like, what? But a narrative is just another word for a story. And there's a lot of different kinds of stories. A story could be fiction, it could be nonfiction. You know, fiction's predominantly, it's made up. Nonfiction, it's giving information, it's based on fact, something like that. But when an author is telling a story, when they're writing a narrative, there are some strategies or devices that they're going to use to make it a little more interesting, a little more effective to get their point across. So these include character. Character is the people, the animals, the objects that appear in the story. They're performing the action of the story. Those are the characters. If we don't have interesting characters in a story, we probably aren't going to care about the story, because we have to care about the characters. Doesn't mean we agree with them, doesn't mean that they're good people, but we have to care about them if we're really going to be invested in the story. Otherwise, they're just details to us, and we just don't care. So, the next thing is plot. Plot is what happens in the story. It's the things that the characters do, or the things that happen to the characters. This is the action, right? Don't get this confused with other things. Plot is what happens and what the characters do, okay? I'll bring that back up in a second. Then we have the setting. Setting is where and when the story takes place, because not every story takes place present day. It could be in the past, it could be in the future, but the setting is, it's where and when kind of tells you the context of what could happen in this world, right? So for example, let's use Harry Potter as an example. Harry Potter, 11-year-old boy, he finds out that he's a wizard, but he's just been living in the normal world. He doesn't realize that there is magic in the world and that he is a wizard. And then he realizes in the setting that he is, even though it's modern day, there's so much more to it. Setting makes that story possible. Make sense? Okay. Then we have theme. Theme is what the story is about. It may often be like a moral, a lesson. It's kind of the ideas that connect everything together. If we want to use Harry Potter as an example, theme of Harry Potter, and there are many, could be about, overcoming difficult things, right? That could be one of the lessons, that Harry has to constantly overcome so much to succeed in the story. So here's what I'm going to have you do, assuming you're one of my students. I have assigned to you the very beginning of Huckleberry Finn. Huckleberry Finn is a story written by Mark Twain a long time ago. And it's narrated, the story is told by the character Huck Finn. At the very beginning, he's introducing himself and he's saying a little bit about of what has been happening. What I want you to do is look for the character himself and others that he talks about, the plot, what's happening, what has been happening, the setting, where and when the story takes place, and theme, what you think that story is going to be about. I wanted you to make some predictions. That's it. That's the assignment I want you to do. But the purpose is that you are starting to look at stories, not just for, do I like it, do I not like it, was it cool or not? But we're learning to identify how the author tells his story using literary devices. Those devices, again, character, plot, setting, theme. That's it. So I hope this video was helpful. If you like videos like this, please let me know. If you're one of my students, you can keep your opinions to yourself because you got to do it anyway. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'm Dr. Jacob Lauritsen. This has been Read, Write, and Cite, and I will see you in the next video.